Yo, what the fuck? I gotta go Nova.
CSGO's matchmaking system has finally been updated after 9 years. While we don't have any specific information as to what exactly changed, all we know so far is that Valve updated their matchmaking system, making everyone win at least one rank to get their newly adjusted rank. Since we don't have the specifics on what changed, since Valve likes to keep their system a secret, I want to explain why this change was necessary. For the longest time, there was something wrong with matchmaking. Games were unbalanced, rank distribution was awful in certain regions, and people were either moving on to Faceit or ESEA, or completely quitting the game for something like Valorant since the issue was just soul draining. If you're a European or Asian player, you may have not noticed these issues at all since the ranking distribution seems to be fine over there. In NA and Oceania, however, the distribution was not working properly. Most people were stuck in the lower ranks, which is Silver and Gold Nova, and most of these players were hardly ranking up at all, causing a large amount of lobbies to be unbalanced with noobs and above average players, not only making actual new players feel like they were being thrown into the lion's den right at the start, but also made experienced players burned out from grinding the game since they didn't feel like they were improving due to not being able to rank up. And I'm not the only one that has noticed this issue. Multiple YouTubers have analyzed this issue and have found the exact same problem.
He hard carries every single game that he is in, and he is struggling to maintain DMG as well. This is a person who wins game after game after game after game after game, and he simply cannot rank up. I don't really understand how this is possible. I don't know what's going on, but I would love to see an explanation as to how this guy can win 13 games in a row and not rank up.
Most people would just say, just use Faceit and ESEA. Those are much better experiences. And you're absolutely right. But look, Faceit and ESEA are amazing services, and I'm not knocking on any of them. I just believe that the base game should be the official competitive experience and that third-party services should be an optional extra for things like tournaments or to simply keep track of your in-game stats. If your game requires players to play on third-party servers, which you sometimes had to pay a monthly service for to have a decent competitive experience instead of just being able to press the play button at the main menu, you did something wrong. Every other game has their based ranked mode as their main competitive experience. Why should CSGO be the exception? Thanks to this update, most people in North America and Oceania have seen massive changes to their ranks. Some were bumped up only by a few ranks, some remained the same, and some even skyrocketed from Gold Nova to Legendary Eagle, which seems to be a common trend since I went from Gold Nova 4 to Legendary Eagle in Wingman, and as you saw earlier in the video, ya boy finally did it. After years of being stuck in silver hell and facing backlash from the community telling me how I'm a silver scrub that doesn't know how to play, even though I pub stomp Faceit level 3 lobbies and have been in high school tournaments, I managed to solo queue out of silver to Gold Nova. Fucking finally. It's too early to say whether or not these changes were good or if these changes will be effective in the long run, but it's clear that Valve is finally trying to fix their game. Unfortunately, this is another one of those updates that probably wouldn't have happened if Valorant didn't exist. Ever since Valorant released, Valve has been working their ass off to fix their game, and props to them, but imagine if Valorant didn't exist. Would Valve still work on CSGO or just leave it the way it was back in 2019? CSGO is an amazing game, one of the greatest FPSs to ever exist and one of the best games I've ever played in my life. All the problems I have with it that prevent me from taking the game seriously are all the external stuff, such as the low tick rates, a lackluster anti-cheat, the horrendous matchmaking system. Riot looked at these issues and made sure they didn't make the same mistake, and now Valve is realizing how important all this stuff is. But considering how this game is almost 10 years old, I'm afraid it might be too little, too late. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on this new update? What are your guys' new ranks? Let me know down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe for more content, and I'll talk to you all later.